Farmers are the backbone of America, but President Biden has left this spine of American infrastructure without financial support, according to this new report. After promising a relief package during the pandemic, a group of black farmers now filing a lawsuit to try to get the help they were promised. John Boyd Jr. is a fourth-generation farmer and founder and president of the National Black Farmers Association. He's with us now. John, thanks so much for coming on. All right, tell me more about this lawsuit. What was promised and what was not delivered?
Well, basically, this is a broken promise from the president and the whole administration, from the secretary and leaders in Congress, where they broke the contract with black farmers, where they agreed to pay 120% in debt relief to black and other farmers of color, probably about 16,000 or so. When they passed the IRA, which clearly repealed it, I mean, doing away with the whole program, we sought relief from federal court, and attorney, thank you, Ben Crump, for filing this complaint. But this is a broken promise, and for the president and other leaders in his administration that may be watching this interview, I would like them to know that God is still in charge, and that they made the commitment to meet with me months ago, back last July, to talk about the issues that face America's black and other farmers of color. And in fact, our farmers in general who are struggling. These are the worst economic times in U.S. history for farmers. And the American consumers are going to pay for this at the supermarket with high food prices. We have the highest input costs in history for America's farmers, diesel fuel and fertilizer. And we are in a recession. And we are the people that are paying the price to farmers that get the aid. And we see this like 40 acres and a mule. And that's why I brought my mule, Jesus, last week to Washington, D.C. to file this case in federal court. And we hope to get some sort of response here shortly. But there hasn't been a response from the president. And he still has not honored the meeting that he gave me his word that he was going to have with us many, many months ago.
That must be incredibly frustrating. Because, you know, when you think of, you know, a lot of small businesses, too, they feel like they don't have the assistance and they're just dealing with all these increased costs. Now you bring into mind the food suppliers of this nation. They're the ones who make sure we're fed, and we're so grateful for it.
And also, after they lifted this mandate for debt relief, now banks and other third-party lenders are starting to foreclose on farmers. So we've been calling on the administration to issue a complete farm moratorium that includes direct loans at FSA, guaranteed loans, and other third-party agricultural lenders. And this administration hasn't put into effect a farm foreclosure process. While they're trying to figure out what they're going to do with this new bill, this open season on farmers who are out here struggling.
Sure.
Why do you want to sell a farmer's farm and you know the worst economic times in history? So the president is going to have to step it up and bring some relief for America's farmers, and he needs to do so right now.
You know, John, could you maybe break down the numbers? How many farmers are we really talking about here? And how much of our nation's food supply could be impacted if you didn't have the finances to keep operating?
Yes, and these are 16,000 farmers. I want to be very clear, landowners in this country. Those were the people who were eligible to take part in this debt relief program. So when you fail to deliver that promise, this broken promise to these farmers, you're taking those farmers out of the food supply. These are cattle producers. These are grain farmers like myself, and many, many others. And when you don't help the farmers stay on the farm, the oldest occupation in American history for our country, I mean, you're just not doing the right thing. So when I see all of these other issues getting a whole lot of attention, and here we are facing farm foreclosure, and we can do better than this in this country. And for the other people that are running for office, both Republican and Democrat, we have 116,000 members in 46 states. Why don't they reach out to us and say, hey, board, this is how I believe my leadership can help your members stay on the land and keep their farm and bring some justice to these needy farmers. So we want to hear from everybody, Republicans and Democrats alike. Our doors are open, and we need help, and we need it right now.
All right. You've met with the president in the past. He's not answering your calls right now. You'll have to keep us posted. John Boyd Jr., thanks so much for coming on, sharing your story.
Meanwhile, the Iraq